is good? Ladies and gentlemen, what is good?
What is popping?
We got Nico. We got Nico in the chat. What's going on, Nico? My man Larry Belafonte. Fire fucking name, dude.
Bum, 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 bum.
I said it on the video on the cipher. I wake up in the morning and say Belafonte for no reason and go back to sleep. That name sounds like he sells.
Okay, now you're doing sleep.
It sounds like he sells Swisher Sweets and Timberland boots in the corner out of duffel bags. In France.
In France. Swisher Sweets in France.
It's Belafonte. You see that? Sounds like I'm ordering an egg roll, baby. Let's go. Did you hear the cipher?
Of course I heard the cipher. Come on, that's a silly question.
These guys destroy.
But like, you got you got a bunch of the network on the cipher. Obviously, it's going to be lit. Come on,
Everybody was lit though. The whole cipher was fucking lit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was going to be on it, but I told Blindside I couldn't do it.
Out of respect for everybody else. Out of respect for everybody else.
2 reasons. Because I can't rap, and if I tried, I'll probably take the whole entire cipher. I'm just saying.
Ooh, that's a pretty bad. That's a challenge.
Let it be whatever it needs to be, brother. Are you guys excited? Yo, I got my sister here today, son. I'm excited. This girl's fire. Or should I say woman? This woman is fire.
Are they ready?
I don't think they're ready. Yo, I need to see flames in the chat. As soon as possible, sir. Go ahead. Hit that little one thing. That one thing that you say you want to hit. Hit the one thing. Don DeMarco. So you're not going to do nothing. You're just going to look at me like I'm a fucking moron. Larry, the first time I reacted to this woman, when I heard her name was Miranda Wright, I lost my fucking mind, dude.
The name's a fucking double entendre, man.
The name by itself is fire.
The name's a bar.
They say they ready. I know I'm ready. I've been ready since I asked her. She said, okay, I'm down. I'm going to do it today. Ladies and gentlemen, the Manhattan Bombshell. This girl will talk her talk and walk the walk. This is going to be the new female hip-hop in New York City. She's bringing it back. Nikki, Cardi, sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, talk that talk out now. My sister, Miranda motherfucking Wright.
Wow, hi. Okay, that intro was like amazing. Can I use that as a skit on my EP?
It's all yours. On the house, I got you. We good.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Always.
It's our pleasure.
How is your trip? Or how was your trip, should I say?
Good. I'm back home. I've been back home for like a week now. It feels kind of weird. I feel like whenever I'm home, I'm like, this is kind of weird. But so then I'm like catching up on stuff and doing a little bit of spring cleaning and, just keeping busy till the next thing. And yeah, it was good. It was good. So it's nice. It's always nice to be away, but then it's nice to like come home and have a week or two downtime.
That's a fact. But you're still working though. I see you on Instagram posting little clips here and there.
I'm always working. I'm always working. I'm just sleeping in my own bed. That's the difference.
That's a fact.
But the grind never stops.
The first reaction I did of yours, honestly, my man, Rick was the one that hit me up and said, yo, you need to check her out. I said, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Play the track. I got so much New York vibes, it wasn't even funny.
That's dope. No,
I was about to pack the wife and the kids and get the fuck out of Florida. Go back to New York. I was just like, yes, because there's a lot of dope that I've heard of independent male artists. I've heard a lot of them. I really didn't hear that much of the female side of it. And then when my man Rick sent me that clip, that video of yours, and I was just like, hold the fuck on. This girl's the real deal. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was like, all right, baby, it was just that one song. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Let me go check it out. And he said, then Talk the Talk came out, and I reacted to that. I was like, nah, she the real deal. She ain't fucking right down here.
I know, right? What is it? It's like you have one good one. It's like, okay, they think you're lucky. And then it's like 2. It's like, all right, maybe. But then 3, you're like, all right. So listen, wait till you hear the next one.
Oh, I'm ready. You know I'm ready for it. I got the camera charged and everything. I'm good. I am good. Now, rapping. You from New York. What got you started doing this rap thing?
So, I guess the short version, I mean, honestly, like my parents are huge hip hop heads. So like I grew up just listening to like your Wu-Tang and Jay-Z and Nas. And like, I've just always like, hip hop, like Lauryn Hill, like everything.
Yes.
And then for me, like in high school, I just kind of started writing. It was more so like a poetry kind of thing. And it was just really a way for me to like express myself because like, in high school, you're weird. I don't care what anybody says. Like high school is like the weirdest shit ever. It's like 4 years. Am I allowed to curse? Sorry. If not,
fuck, you can do whatever you want.
So I'm like, oh my God, okay. But so it was just really a way for me to like express myself. And it was something that I did and like nobody knew. And I was kind of like hiding in my bedroom doing it. And then I told my dad, I was like, listen, like I want to start like rapping. And he's like, what? And he was like all about it. But like he told me, he was like, listen, though, like if you're going to rap, like you have to do it the right way. Right. So I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? So
from New York, do it or do it. Don't do it.
So yeah. So from then, like we just started going to like park jams and ciphers and just really a lot of like underground, like real hip hop shit. And like it was kind of like wow, because like the culture, like I mean everybody just talked about rap, but like hip hop culture is so dope. And I remember just going to events where it was like there'd be people on the mic, but there'd be people, right? You had like your DJs, you had like your break dancers, your b-boys, your b-girls. Then you had that old school dude in the corner, like being like teaching you, like telling you about yourself. You had people doing live graffiti. And I was like, wow, like hip hop culture is amazing. And from that point, honestly, I never looked back. I was like, this is what I'm doing. So that is probably like the short form.
Your dad said you want to do this, I'm going to submerge you into the culture and you're going to do it right. That's lit. That's lit.
Yeah.
But you know what? The good part was that he said it. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to show you what real rap is. I get Little Kim vibes because Little Kim vibes, yeah, she was seductive and all that. But if you listen to this girl's bars, she had bars on top of bars.
Hell yeah.
And everything. And I get that vibe from my little sister because it's the same type of vibe, but it's not to a level of like, just another female rapper. This is I could spit. I could rap. And that's what I try. And the name, forget about it. That Miranda writes?
So sick.
The
name's a fucking devil. The name's a double entendre. Just fucking right there. Right, there's a bar right fucking there. I think that for the people that might be in the chat that might not be too familiar with the guests that we got on the show, I think we got to show them a little bit of the Don or something like that. I think we got to just show them kind of what's good and what's popping.
All right, we taking it back. All right, cool.
Is that cool with you?
Yeah.
Right. Let's show them a little bit of kind of.
My wife's on the chat. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Let me just share the screen. Give me 1 second.
Which one are you doing?
The Don.
He's taking a bag. He's going to the Don.
I want some Grizzy shit.
Back.
55 Super Brands Fiesta Nap.
This is the one that Miranda was rapping with a blade in her mouth. Like they used to do.
90% off on your favorite brands and free.
Oh, I see some fucking flames in the chat, yo.
Let's go.
This ain't a game. What you thought? I know they talking, so I ask them what they want. I put in work, I don't have to play the part. But if you playing, you gon' swear with the gun. I know they're watching, it's clear I'm on their radar. Funny how they scrolling, peeping image safe for late. I know they're watching, I'ma give them what they paying for. I don't trust nobody when their words don't match their labor. This ain't a game, what you thought? I know they're talking, so I ask them what they want. I put in work, I don't have to play the part. But if you playing, you gon' square with the gun. Rights walk in, it's a whole mood. I got a house of attitude, match my closet with the jewels. I don't care if I don't trans, cause my style.
Yo, cut that. Hold the fuck on. I swear to God, I was in the block for a minute. Holy shit. Yeah, she's right in that flow, shaky shake. That shit's fire.
It's got that vibe. It's got those like fucking. It's got that like summer island feel good, get amped fucking vibe. Like we had.
That reminds me Brooklyn in the block with the barbecue on and the water fountain on. All that. Come on, son. A little bit, just rewind it a little bit.
I love it. Like the vibe that I got from this from the first second, I was like, yo.
Rights walk in, it's a whole mood. I got a house of attitude, match my closet with the jewels. I don't care about no trends, cause my style future too. With that legendary mix, we work the speakers till it blue. I ain't want some bread, but I'm loving what I have. Got the eye of a tiger, got a camp full of champs. Got the vision of a needle and the strength of who I am. Mentality so grand, stats piling in my hand. I don't bow to no chick, I don't bow to no man. Some try to catch me, but I shot the system. My vibe is so strong, I get into all nerves. Love me or hate me, yo, which spot you felt first? I'm such a lady, so some try to play me, but they do not know I get wrong.
Dude, like I want to go put a kid right now for no reason. I don't know why. It's making me feel violent, Miranda.
It gives me that like.
It's Mother's Day. Stop it.
It gives me that East Coast vibe of kind of like
straight up,
a little bit of like make it clap, like just
dude, she's in the roof in Brooklyn. That used to be my apartment. I swear to God it was. That's like it. That's just fire, man.
It's too fire.
Me, but I shot the system. My vibe is so strong, I get into all nerves. Love me or hate me, yo, which spot you felt first? I'm such a lady, so some try to play me, but they do not know I get raw on the low. They slip up is real, but my switch up is realer. So who gonna stop me? I might style like winter. This ain't a game, what you thought? I know they talking, so I ask them what they want. I put in work, I don't have to play the part. But if you playing, you gon' square with the gun. Rhymes on my mind, and I got them by the 100 count. Spicy on the mic, so I smile while I floss it out. If you got a problem, you can hit me on my main account. Everybody talks, but they whisper while they dish it out. They see I'm classy, so they try to gas me. Compliment me to get close like I'm average. Loose with your moves, you should practice, cause if you finna play, you decide on who you playing with. Don't you imagine what you just let happen? Run around me like I ain't run these laps, fans. Some think they mackin', I know what they lacking. I open my lane just to switch up and pass. They done messed around, I tossed them out. If they lost, so what?
Hold the fuck on, son. Did you just say I changed my lane so I could fit in the casket? Come on.
Open my lane so I can switch up and pass them. But that would be fire too, though.
That's still fire, still.
That would still be fire, though. Either way.
You can have that. You can have that on the house. It's Mother's Day. Don't even worry about it.
Like I ain't run these laps, fam. Some think they macking, I know what they lacking. I open my lane just to switch up and pass. Man and messed around, I tossed them out. It's they lost, so what would I be worried about? If you sleeping, they gon' wake to me like, oh my God. I've been working for a minute and I hustle hard. Hustle hard. I've been working for a minute and I hustle hard. Hustle hard. Hustle hard. I've been working for a minute and I hustle hard. This ain't a game. What you thought? I know they talking, so I ask them what they want. I put in work, I don't have to play the part. But if you play, you gon' square with the dawn. When you see the dawn, just know it'll be a marathon. Greatness takes its time, been through hell and bad, but I'm strong. People come and go, everybody claims to put you on. Intentions or suggestions, and they hoping that I play along. Past friends be fuzzy, old lovers act funny. Can't grow with her body don't love you. To all those who watch me, you'll see me again. To my real riders, we'll ride to the end.
Right.
Ain't a game. What you thought? I know they talking, so I ask them what they want. I put in work, I don't have to play the part. But if you play, you gon' square with the gun.
That beat is crazy.
So that's when people put 3 verses on their songs.
They don't do that no more.
No.
They do not do that, boy. That shit was fire, man. She bought out Yankee Stadium, by the way. She said, "No, I'm gonna shoot a video. Y'all niggas need to chill." We got that was fire. I like that. That brought me back home. I miss New York.
It's got that fun vibe that just gets you amped, gets you. That beat just. I heard. I just like a few months ago. I was just scheming through your channel, like click play, and I was like, "Yo, that beat just pulls you right in. The second it drops, super lit."
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And the way you just ride that motherfucker with ease, it's just that's what gets me. When a person gonna deliver it on that beat, like the way it's supposed to be done, I don't give a fuck what you saying. You could be saying 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. It don't matter. If you on that beat, forget about it. You got me. You caught me. Now this is what I love. I was raised with 3 sisters, and they were very strong. They're very strong women. They take the man, and that's what I get off of you. That's why I call you my little sister, because you got that dominance. Like, yo, I ain't like you said in Talk About Talk. I ain't fucking with no broke nigga. You need to stay the fuck over there.
That's the New York state of mind, though. That's that New York state of mind.
Yeah, but a lot more women need to be like that.
A lot of more women need to grow up in New York.
You don't do that. That's overcrowded anyways, brother. You don't need more. Be good. But nah, I fuck with your music. It's hard. It always brings me back to the days when, when it was like lyrical and the beat and everything just meshed together well. Everything now is just trash, and I'm just happy to even have you here because you're just fire. You're fire.
Thank you.
And hip-hop, real hip-hop is coming back. I feel it is like literally right there.
No, it's coming back.
Because we need it.
It was never dead. It was just taking a nap.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like I think hip hop is in a really interesting place because I mean, now like there's so many different genres like blended within hip hop now. That it's like I think people don't even know really what is classified. Like same with rap, right? Like that's a debate between hip hop and rap. But I just feel like for me, I've always tried to like find that balance between lyricism and then just also like feel good, right? Because I also say like hip hop, like it's been to me, it's like the art of storytelling, but hip hop is fun, right? Like hip hop is like a fun genre. Like nobody, that's why we also love hip hop. Like we want to listen to a story, but then we want to like turn up at the same time. And that's what I love about hip hop is that it's so, and I think that's why it's been the #1 genre and it will be because there's so many different layers to it. You can put on a song and cry, or you can turn up in the club. And I feel like that's what's really dope.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And the substance is finally coming back. That's what I love. The substance and the title, like just people have something to say again. And it's just for like, that's why I'm saying like, hip hop wasn't dying. It was just sleeping. It was taking a fucking nap.
They definitely won. And me getting into because I'm not a rapper. I don't rap, but I've been listening to rap ever since I got my first Wu-Tang CD back in the day. So I've analyzed it, and I like to listen to every part of a rap when it comes to flow, cadence, delivery, bars, schemes, whatever it is that you could put in there, make it sound good. I've always been a fan of that. And my problem was I was stuck in a box where I was just listening to like Eminem, and that's it. Because in my mind, that's the only lyrical shit out there right now. And then Kendrick and Cole and all of them. But then I got into the YouTube and I started finding people like you, like the Larry, like Rude Knock and everything. That you guys are actually working and busting you guys' ass to bring that real hip hop shit back. And I'm just like, I came in a perfect time, baby. It was a perfect time for me to start doing reactions because there's a lot of fire out there.
For sure.
So who are some of your who inspired you to pick up the pen? Like I know you briefly kind of touched on it, but people in the game, people outside of the game, who are a couple of people that inspired you to pick up the pen and pad and want to push out the tracks from the poetry?
Eminem has always been one of my favorites. Jay-Z, Missy Elliott to me will always be the best female rapper of all time for many different reasons.
Music video.
She was a huge influence just because everything she was doing was so ridiculously. It's never been done. There still hasn't been like a Missy since Missy. So you know, I love her to death. Eve, Lauryn Hill. I mean, you know, right now, like I love Doja Cat. You know, I think Bia's dope. I think there's a lot of like just dope people that are Kendrick, Cole. Like I also like different artists too, based upon what it is like I feel like I get from them, right? So it's like there's certain people that you listen to and it's like, wow, they're amazing lyricists. And there's other people that you're like, wow, like this person's like a solid like entertainer. Like that's one of the things that I know he gets like a lot of you know, people have mixed emotions about him, but like DaBaby, like he's a dope entertainer. Like when he gets on the mic, like he's entertaining you. So Wu-Tang, like I don't know, I have a lot of influences, and like I said, I think it all just stems from just different things that people are really incredible at, and I just get inspired by it all. And I think that's why my music is so like there's just elements of so many different things and not one thing, because I think people are always trying to like figure out, so who am I, right? Like we always try and find that one artist that's like, but I don't really know where people don't really know where to put me. And I think it's because I listen to so much different shit. Like there's so many different things like in the pot. It's like paella.
You're a pot of gumbo. Just say that. You're a pot of gumbo.
Yeah.
You shit in there. And if you eat too much, you're going to be constipated. I got you. I got you. But you hear it in your music. You hear the influences that it's a mixture of a lot, but you made it your own. You made it your own sound. And early, it was not even like I could tell that you could get this scheme or you could get this type of a flow from this certain rapper, male or female, but you somehow mix it and make it your own where you sound like you. You don't sound like nobody else. There's a lot of rappers that I hear that you could hear the influence so clearly that it almost sounds like the rapper's actually rapping.
Yeah.
But you, it's just different. You got your own style, you got your own sound and everything. I'm just excited. I can't wait for the new track to drop. I'm going to react to the fuck out of that.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
So where is going to be, are you planning on just being independent, or if somebody comes out and say, hey, I got a contract for you, you're going to sign the Aftermath? What you doing? What you doing?
You know, it all depends, right? Like, I feel like it really depends. Who are you working with? That's really probably the better question, right? Like, I'm indie right now, but I also have an amazing team, right? Like, it's like I have a management team. I have incredible producers that I work with. Like, I have my go-to videographer and stylist and all of that stuff. So it's like, even being indie, like, you still have like a team.
You got the foundation.
For me, I've always been, kind of like I want to work with people who get what I'm doing, right? Like I remember when I first started making anthems for snowboarding and hip hop, and I was like, watch how I'm gonna fuse this. Like people thought like I was crazy, you know what I mean? And here it is, it's like years later, like they talked about it in Forbes magazine. Like it just like I just feel like I want to just work with people who get me and get what it is I'm doing. So to answer the question, if it's a good camp that's going to elevate what I'm doing, then of course, right? Like then I would do that. But also I feel like being indie obviously has its perks as well. But then there's like independent record labels. Like there's a lot of different ways to go. People have investors now. Like it's just crazy how many options there really are. So I guess I'm just going to continue to allow the universe to flow things to me as it's supposed to be, right?
You see how she shakes? You see how she answered that question? Yeah. You could tell she used to sell drugs. She could sell water to a well. That was too perfect the way she answered that question. Hold on.
Yo, is this stuff good? And it doesn't matter if it's good or not good.
It don't matter. And you see how she threw that in? She was in the Forbes magazine. She threw it in there. It's all professional. It's all professional. That's fire. Okay. I forgot we talked to a New Yorker. My bad. I should have not drank today. She gonna fuck up all my questions today. All right, cool.
I'm gonna ask you your questions back to you. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, you don't be Ray. I'm not a rapper, so I'm not gonna get a contract for nothing. But right now, are you focusing and you listening to these new these independent artists? I don't like calling them YouTube rappers because that to me sounds corny. They're independent artists. But have you been listening to the female side of it? Of these independent rapping females that are just fucking flames?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to really everything, right? Like I'll listen to what's on YouTube and I'll listen to what's on the radio. Like, I just really like to know what it is people are doing because I just think, first of all, like I always say too, like I love hip hop. So even though I'm an artist, like I'm always going to be a hip hop fan. Like if somebody's dope, like I'm going to give you your flowers because there's no reason why you and I can't shine at the same time. You know what I mean? But
the good
like
thing for you is you're in a city where they probably still play good hip hop on the radio.
Well, I just feel like, I mean, I also like I listen to the radio, but I don't listen to the radio. Like, so one of the best things that I love is I don't even know how I did it. So this is so embarrassing. Sometimes I feel like I'm like so bad with technology. It's embarrassing. But on Apple, I figured out one day there was this thing where you can just play a song and Apple will formulate, voila, ladies and gentlemen, a playlist based upon what they think you will like. And I'm not going to lie, I'll put in a song and I let that rock because there'll be so many different songs that I've never even heard before. Yep. And it's not even music that's on the radio. This is just music based upon that. So that's how I've been finding a lot of new music is just I'm like, all right, keep telling. And then when you don't like it, you can press the little dislike button. Or then you can whatever. So that's how I've been actually finding a lot of new music. And I just like to know, like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many dope artists out there, really,
And I mean, the social media, internet, and all that is helping all of you guys out so much. Like, I can't even imagine what an independent artist did back in the day when we didn't have social media like that.
You don't even want to know, man. It was blood, sweat, and tears. Like it was. The grind is a grind now, but it was much more of a grind from a different aspect before, like MySpace. No, but like MySpace was the first platform that actually allowed you to make certain moves and connect with people outside of your city without fucking having to pay money and do certain shit.
Brother, it took me 3 years to figure out how to put those little graphics on the actual page, brother. I didn't know how to do none of that.
To change your MySpace page?
Yeah, I just turned off the computer and went and played handball. And I said, fuck it. I'm not even going to bother with this shit no more. But now, being a female rapper, is it hard to even get into the game?
Yes, Ray. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It like so I'll always say honestly, I like being a female rapper in terms of like just am a firm advocate of just women, honestly. I like seeing women win and I like just seeing people elevate themselves. I feel like within hip hop, like there's just so much extra bullshit that comes with being a woman, right? And it's just like I don't know. It's just the whole concept of like, female rappers, right? Like even just the whole visual aspect. A dude, like, of course, if you look good, right, that's like a perk, right?
Yeah.
If a woman doesn't look good, like that's a problem because being a female rapper, like that's a requirement. I also feel like there's a lot of just like privilege where it just kind of comes to like, people are grimy. And it's same thing. Like if you show up to work, right? Like you want to do your job. You don't want somebody like talking in your ear and doing all these different things, like extra things, right? Because like you're there to do your job. And then I just kind of feel like there's always that thing where it's that instant doubt, right? Too, because you are a woman. So people automatically assume that you are going to suck before you even open your mouth. And then sometimes I just feel like people just want to sleep on you. And
Right.
that's just like the facts. And it's just like, if I was a dude, would they be saying that? You know? But it also comes with its perks though, too, because I feel like every time I do something, like anytime I win, like just women in general are winning. And that's why I'm so happy to see, regardless of what people think of the music, this is probably the first time in history we've had so many female rappers out at the same time.
That's a fact.
Usually it's only two. Usually it's capped at a limit of two.
Exactly.
For the last 35 years, if you look at it from time, it's been like MC Light and Yo-Yo. From MC Light and Yo-Yo, it went to like Foxy and Lil Kim. From Foxy and Lil Kim, it went to Eve. So from time,
yes,
it's always been two, maybe three. But now,
it's
with
crazy.
social media being the way it is, there's never been more female spitters in the game than there is right now.
And I love that because I feel like if you notice, people will compare, but it gets harder for them to compare, right? The same thing when you had Nicki and Cardi, it was just them two. So it was face off. Now, because there's so many, what are you going to do? You can't. How many people are you going to put in the ring at one time?
And you also notice when Cardi came up was when Nicki was starting to move away from the scene and get out of the scene.
Yeah.
So then it was just like you still, again, you had the two. You didn't have three or four. So do you find that there's more pressure also being a female artist?
Yeah, I think there's more pressure. But at the same time, I don't know. I've never really tried to look at it like pressure. I've always just kind of felt like as long as I like show up every day and I do my best to advance for myself musically and I'm like progressing, then that's just what it is. I can't control if somebody's gonna be like, oh, she's dope for a female rapper. Like I just always wanted people to just be like, she's dope. Right. So like so sometimes people want to throw in the female title in there, but my job was like in my mind was always just that I just want people to be like, she's dope. So I think, I don't know, it's like this weird thing that has like its pros and cons. Because like I said, like it's like when you win, it's like great for women. But then just in hip hop in general, it's always been such a male dominated genre that we're used to it. Like even now with as many female rappers as there is, if I go to a show, I already know that I'm probably going to be, if there's 50 dudes there, there's going to be like 4 women there.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Facts.
It's crazy. But like same thing with sports. Like even that's how I always felt like snowboarding. Like if I would go snowboarding, for every like 20 dudes, there's maybe 2 of us. So I feel like you just kind of get used to it. And it's like you just, I don't know, like you just show up and you show out.
That's a fact though, because there's a lot of women that think the way you think. That they're just like, you know what, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna do my job, I'm gonna be 100%. I ain't gonna fuck up, I ain't gonna miss no bars, I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm I'm gonna give a good performance, and I'm out of here. And that's all you really got to do because, they could think of it. Because I came up from when I was watching battle rap in the streets, and there were females there smoking dudes' boots. Like, ridiculous, he's just killing them. And I still watch battle rap now, and one of the top pens out there is a female. So it's out there. It's just getting women like you. They're so positive and want to push the women up. And, we're here too, and we're fire. People like you is what's going to make that happen. And I'm all for it, 110%.
Yeah.
I tells you I want to rap, you think I'm not going to be reacting to her shit every single fucking day? Right.
Yeah, and I think we just need to and I say that too to other women, we just have to celebrate each other more, because the only reason why we ever became so competitive in the first place with one another is because people always made us feel like there could be two of us in the same space at the same time.
That's what I'm saying.
So now that's starting to change, and I think too, you're seeing that there's more collaborations happening, right? Those probably were things that probably wouldn't have happened before. So, I mean, I don't know. It's very interesting. And I'm actually just kind of happy to be where I'm at right here in this moment in time, because I just feel like things always come full circle, and it's going to be pretty dope. So
that's awesome. You're very articulate. 30 degrees behind her, I swear to God. Did the pandemic affect you in any way, or did it boost? Because there's a lot of people that I've talked to about that. And being independent artists, it was more of a boost for them, being that everybody was home. So there's a lot more people who's going to have eyes on the computer. So how did the epidemic affect you?
It was good and bad. It was good in the fact that so the typical things that I would do, right? So for me, before the whole thing with COVID happened, it was always shows, right? Shows. So when that stopped, it was I think a oh my God moment for everybody.
That revenue streams see you later, right?
Yeah, we're on the flip side, yes, social media is such a tool. I even say sometimes too, as funny as it sounds, I like doing live events. Live events on social media versus in person sometimes, just because I know that I'm going to be able to touch different people from different countries and different cities in one spot online, because not everybody can always get to a show. And for me before, I'll do more stuff East Coast stuff, but I would do mostly things in New York because that's where most of my fans are, right? But during COVID, I was able to start going live, and I was really wow, there's a lot of people overseas that are rocking with me. There's different people that I didn't even really was not kind of even familiar with, and it really just opened my eyes. I was just this is kind of dope. So I feel now there's a lot of things that just stick, right? Just going live on Instagram. So I'm I can talk to everybody at one time, and it's just kind of a way to build a community. And then same thing, you just kind of get to know the people that are supporting you more. So I always say there's so many people they could listen to besides me, so I never take somebody who listens to my music for granted.
Facts, because they can introduce you to other people, and it helps grow your numbers and stuff like that. We are here, we are live with your girl Amanda Wrights. It is the Shakey Vibe.
Miranda.
Sorry.
I'm drinking and it's affecting you.
Yeah. I'm a little bit hungover from last night. I ain't gonna lie.
This man said we have two females on live right now. Amanda and Miranda.
Miranda. Right.
If you guys have for Miranda Wrights, put it on the chat right now. I got another question.
I'm going to put myself on timeout from
2 minutes. 2 minutes. You get it right next time, motherfucker. I was on one of your lives on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt uncomfortable. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Oh my God.
I'm not one of those dudes that are saying stupid shit online. Does that make you feel uncomfortable when these guys are just, there's no filter? with the shit they say?
So, you know what's funny about that is that ironically enough on live stream, so even though like we're like if I'm on Instagram live, I'm looking at comments enough to like keep up with people, but sometimes things come in delayed. So half the time when people say things that are inappropriate, I don't even see it. I really don't see it. And then what happens is usually I'll get off of live and like, yo, like, especially like my homeboys, they get so upset. They'll be like, I can't believe blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, you didn't see handle 7654 talking. I'm like, no, I didn't. So it's weird because sometimes I really don't even see it. But other times I'm like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't really whatever. Like I'm just kind of I don't know if I'm used to it or I just maybe I don't see it. But
all I know is that I was
boy, sweetheart.
And I really we off with that one. Hold on, man. Oh God. No, I was there and I was reading the comments and I was like, yo, these niggas about to get smacked the fuck up. I was like, yo, relax, bro. Like she over here telling she's trying to have fun with her following and all that, and you guys are over here talking nonsense.
Yeah. I'm like, there's always got to be that one or two that try and ruin it. Yeah, there's always that one or two that try and ruin the fun for everybody else. Like
I really just don't even notice though too, because I'm not gonna lie, like I act up on my live, so I get excited because I'm just like, you know, and then depending on what I'm doing, like that talk live, like that had like a kind of like a theme to it, so like. You know me, right? Because I'm trying to be professional. I'm like reading my questions. I'm like, so somebody asked me. So there's like a lot going on. So sometimes I really most of the time, I honestly don't even see it. And then people, same thing, they hit me up afterwards and they're like, oh my God.
I mean, like all eyes is on you. And I just find it disrespectful. Like you're not even. Sometimes it feels like, I don't know, probably it's not, but sometimes I feel like they're not even listening to the art. They're not listening to the work you're putting in. They're just looking at you and saying, wow, look at her. And that's it. Like, yo, focus on what she's been working on, bro. Like, fuck everything else.
Well,
like,
you know what?
Is in the kitchen, nigga.
I know. Well, you know what? I'm not going to lie. There was like a long period of time. And I think that's why too. Like, you know, sometimes people now will go to my social media and they're like, oh, but because there was like a period of time, like I would only wear like big ass hoodies and like baggy pants and just like fitteds because I was just like, I want you guys to listen to what I'm saying. Like there was like that period because it was almost like, it was like this like... I guess like it was like this inner retaliation almost, but it wasn't even really necessarily even just against like the people that were like looking at my stuff. I think it was just even a bigger thing, right? Because that goes back to the whole female rapper thing. Oh, you got to look like this. You need to dress like this. You need to blah, blah, blah. And I just was like, you know what? I pulled like the Billie Eilish move, like, because you know how she's always, and you know, and then I was like, all right, like, you know, whatever. And I just kind of found my sweet spot in between that. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I just feel like too, like for women, it's like, are people listening or are they paying attention to the other stuff? But I also kind of feel like it's just one of those things too, like you find a way to just find the balance in between that, I guess.
You see, but that takes a strong person, because for a dude, conversations that I have with dudes that are rappers in the industry and trying to make it, it's hard for them being independent.
Mm-hmm.
To be a woman, you have to be a special type of woman to go through all the stuff that you go through, and I applaud that, because we need a lot more women out there like that. They'll take charge, do what they got to do. And whatever it is, nobody can tell you no. If you want to be a rapper, be a rapper. If you want to be a singer, be a singer. But do what you love to do, and don't let nobody tell you otherwise that you can't.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah. My favorite thing. Sorry.
Just me, like honestly, I being an artist in the industry, I just know me and my clique and me and my people's coming up. When there was that girl, that female that could spit. If she could spit, I think when a woman is in a predominantly male dominated industry, no matter what it is, no matter what instrument she might be playing, when she slays at it and kicks ass, I think there's an instant sex appeal to it because she's in an industry she's typically not supposed to be. But when she's better than most of the men at it, I think you instantly get that much more respect and people pay that much more attention. Maybe in the come up, you got to wear the short skirts and all that other shit to draw the attention. But in my personal opinion, that takes away from the talent because people aren't paying attention to what you're doing. They're now paying attention to the person. But I think when a female can spit game, I think that's fucking lit as fuck. Just because, like, for every 1,000 male spitters, there's maybe 3 female spitters. Like,
Yes,
the
that-
numbers are so different that I think there needs to be more.
Yes. Yeah, I know. It's interesting, right? Because like we're talking about how many like female rappers there are out right now, but when you really think about the numbers, it's still like this. So that's interesting too, because the ratio, like I always make the joke. I always make the joke, like, I'm like, I'll say to my friends, like, when we go to places, I'm like, yo, the ratio in here is crazy. We got like 75 to 1. because it's true. You know, just dudes will always be talking about, like, I always make the joke because it's true, right? For like you go in a room and there's mad dudes, but like I don't know. I also, like you were saying about the whole singer thing, like that's my favorite. Like now, like it's a little bit different because there's more people who know who I am. But I remember like when I would just get on the mic places, like they would one, I would always like roll through with like a bunch of dudes because I do have like a lot of good like guy friends that are really dope. But then they would either think it was one of them getting on the mic, or they're like, oh, we can't wait to hear you sing. And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna hear me sing.
Just wait for that one. Just wait.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I would say, I'm like, yeah, you're gonna hear me
She
sing.
comes out with I got the 45 to blow your fucking dome off.
I know. I would just be like, yeah, you're gonna hear me sing like real soon. They'll be like, what time you going on? I'll be like 8:45. Like I'm gonna sing at 8:45, and then I would get on the mic, and they'd be like, oh shit. So that was always kind of fun too.
There's a few people in the chat right now that are just getting introduced to you now for the first time. So what song of yours, if it's their first time hearing your material, would you recommend somebody listening to you for the first time? And that's what we're going to put on right now.
Well, before that, Kahuna had a question for Miranda.
Kahuna's question was, where did you get those dope light up kicks in the in Gravity?
Oh, Amazon, boo.
Amazon.
You got that the next day.
All you have to do is type in light up kits and you'll get it in 2 days.
Make sure you got the Prime. Make sure you got the Prime, and then you'll get it in.
Yeah, only if you have Prime, but everybody has Prime.
That's some real shit though. She could have said those are Prada. I paid $10. She said Amazon $49.99, nigga.
Amazon, boo. 2 days.
So let's get into some Miranda rights. What track would you recommend somebody listening to if it's the first time they're listening to you?
Oh my God. That's actually really, really hard because I've been in this like interesting space in terms of what I'm coming out with. So, all right. Now, when I say this record, I'm going to say this record because I think it's a good indicator of how I came up. And this was one of the first records that I've ever done. So I'm not going to lie. If I did this now in 2022, the flow would be different and things would be modified based upon my skill level. But in terms of how I came into the game and when we were talking about culture and where I come from, because a lot of people don't really know my background. They only see everything that's happening now. So we're going to take it really far back, and I'm going to have you play Knowledge of Self.
And that sounds like Lauryn Hill. Hold on, man. I gotta go
give it. I would modify it because this is done a very long time ago. But in terms of like even just the things that I talked about and where we're at in the world right now, it's really interesting. So I thought shit was messed up then.
Girl, you were wrong.
I was wrong. We was doing really, really good.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, so let's get into this. Give me 1 second.
This is like mini rights, you guys.
Lazada's 5/5 Super Brands Fiesta from May 5 to 9.
Dude, it's $9 a month for YouTube Prime.
Dude, I have it. I just don't have it on the Shakey.
I don't mind. Thank you for the revenue, guys. She said,
let them play it. Shut up.
Boom. No, I'm just kidding.
J Papers Productions. Let's go.
Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Tear tough skin, its anatomy. It seems to be a balcony of skin slim battery. Recipe, blasphemy, fallacy, resulting in no innocence, tragedy, enemies, audacity. Seek and pray casually, no chastity, chivalry, protection of morality, vanity, the source. Every true reality, brutality, high, numbers low in academy. National acceptance of a dump of humanity. Shoot into a cavity, tap and play strategies like insanity. Put dimensions of fantasy, secret codes, swear an oath, chin and skin. Rapidly push, expansion to dim. We lost our innocence, doomed if we want to live happily.
Yo, so what did the syllables?
Look at me. Look at me.
What did the syllables do to you for you to fuck it up like that? Jesus Christ. Rewind it.
I brought it back a little bit. Don't worry.
Okay. All right, cool.
Play strategies like insanity, put dimensions of fantasy, secret codes, swear an oath, chin and skin, rapidly push, expansion to dim, we lost our innocence, doomed if we wanna live happily, lyrical sword, double die for my family, defy laws of gravity, longevity, totality, consider this a tapestry, exposed with audacity, endlessly centrality, top-notch society, while the rest of the planet just a cry with variety, chasing new gears, the rules about to switch, vitality's lethality, so now who's the big? Breathe in. Breathe in.
Hold on, son.
See, this is a good like intro video. This is like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even do my hair in these back in the day.
This girl got me sweating. I got 2 fans blowing on me, man. Come on, son. Bring it back up.
Chasing new gears, the rules about to switch. Vitality's lethality, so now who's the big? Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. I get a lot of questions about my views on progression, hip-hop's evolution, but they all fail to mention nothing over lessons, compression in a session, digression and direction, like a purpose is intention. Who cares about rappers? Core of attention ain't the problem or the source.
You can't do that. You can't. How old are you in this?
Young.
She's like 12.
18.
Girl, what the fuck?
Not that I'm old now, guys, but come on. Like,
Dude,
that was like baby rights.
Nah, no bullshit. You fuck me up again.
Now I'm on my 20s, but it was like, come on. That was like, that's a teen. 18.
But 18, but look at how that 18 is on that floor. Yo, those syllabatic acrobatics is insane.
Blah.
That's crazy. I like that flow though. Bring it back to the beginning of the second verse, because that flow when she started it off was fucking nuts.
Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. I Get a lot of questions about my views on progression. Hip-hop's evolution, but they all fail to mention. Nothing over lessons, compression in a session. Digression and direction, like the purpose is intention. Who cares about rappers? Core of attention ain't the problem or the source. Yeah, we give them all this tension. Perception, oppression, interaction with inception. Time for intervention, way past inspection. This is not a prediction or a radical promotion. Merely the truth, I just put it in the open. I don't care about any news or who married who. Until it makes a difference, I just flip the channel, boo. Do me a favor, tell Mr. Ford I said hello. I need to tie out there for my next dope show. I know I'm saying too much, let me stop. Oh Lord, I'm having too much fun, got a brain with no core. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Pinnacle of excellence, yo, like it's discipline, reckless is relevance. To the state we living in. Pinnacle of excellence, yo, like it's discipline, reckless is relevance. Pinnacle of excellence, yo, lacking discipline, reckless is relevance. To the state we living in. Bring back Genesis to execute negligence. Fools on a weak meat straight.
Yeah, I gotta bring that.
Bring back Genesis. Oh my God!
I gotta tell you guys after this video why this video is special to me. Okay.
All right.
It's special to me too. God.
Pinnacle of excellence, yo, like it's discipline, reckless is relevant. To the state we living in. Pinnacle of excellence, yo, like it's discipline, reckless is relevant. Pinnacle of excellence, yo, lacking discipline, reckless is relevance. To the state we living in. Bring back Genesis to execute negligence. Fools on a weak meat, strength and intelligence. Doors wide open, got you flowing in commotion. Just a stroke of nerves, melting pots frozen. We don't wanna be leaders, rather be killers. Tough words hard, rather get rich quicker. Let the simmer, you know, books or a dealer. Microscopic brain, I'm pick, you a filler. Open up your eyes so full victim to the reaper. Thousand tricks, no mercy, he's an ill seeker. Poverty, violence, war, sex, racism, drugs, epidemic, effects, conservation, climate, species, extinct, pollution, temptation, values, things, cosmetic, plastic, opinions, rule, relations, disvalue, doubts, boom, put it like this. Time is running thin, got you turned up, T, and I'm up into your skin. It's not that different, I'm in tune, so I'm true. Refuse to be a sucker.
Yo, I talk so much shit. See, right? You see how I used to still talk shit back then?
Right.
All right, just so you know.
I got you. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. She said all you niggas out there is 20. That's what she said in layman's terms. I know how to break down bars. Go ahead. Bring it back a little bit.
Things, cosmetic, plastic, opinions, rule, relations, disvalue, vows, boom, put it like this. Time is running thin, got you turned up, T, and I'm up into your skin. It's not that we're drinking, I'm in tune, so I'm true. Refuse to be a sucker, life's playing you. War is real, get your compound on the low. Till it gets right, censure, and that's all you need to know. I'm chosen, they say I'm the one. Give wounds, heal wounds without touch of a gun. Jump start from my warriors, hope y'all embellish this. Can't beat me, so join me if you're wanting settlement.
Yo, the chat's going nuts.
Yo, so let me tell you about that record, okay? So normally, because I should be like play talk that talk, right? Because that's like my most recent drop. But I only said to play that because I think like it's kind of dope when people get to see, right? Like where I've come from. But like all those people in the video, like all those dudes in the video, like those are all people that I came up with. And the reason why that video will always be important to me is because, like I said, when I first started rhyming, I submerged myself into hip hop culture. Yeah. And I did all of my research because I wanted it to be like, I wanted to be that, right? So I just feel like that video was really interesting because I'm talking about pandemics before there was a pandemic, like just like pop culture and everything. And it's like, you know what, right? Like hip hop is entertainment. So like it's all good, right? And like I love to party. I turn up all the time. But I just think it's dope for people to kind of see like the trail of like where it is that I come from musically, because then whenever they hear the new stuff, it's like they can hear elements of that, but then also, right, like you grow and you evolve. So I don't know, that'll always be one of my favorite records. And it's also because there's a lot of people in that video that I love, and like they were always the ones that are like, get on the mic, get in there. So, you know, so there's lots of love in them.
Well, I just found my new favorite Miranda Wright song.
It was great though, but like what I'm noticing is like even from your older stuff to some of the newer stuff that I'm listening to is your flow has definitely evolved, but you don't always stay in the same lane or pocket. You like to just kind of move around and have fun with it. Like with your beat selection is always fire, but like you can go from like trap to boom bap. Like you like to have fun with it, like fuck around with it and have fun. And I think a lot of people are scared and intimidated to step out of their comfort zone and try something new. But it seems like everything that I get introduced to and everything I hear for the first time is you're not afraid to jump out of your comfort zone and try new shit, because you don't really have two songs that sound the same.
No, and like, you know, like Talk That Talk, right? Like that's a completely different kind of record. Like I just released a cover to like I did the Blick Blick Nicki and Koi track. I just did a cover to that. Like I don't know, like I said, hip hop is fun. So I always said as long as I'm having fun making music, everything else falls into place. But like that's my rule, is like I need to have fun doing what I'm doing. So I'm gonna make different types of records, do different types of flows, and that's how you too, like that's how I've been able to just kind of find my voice. And like that's also helped like my writing process. Like sometimes I don't even write the same way as I used to. Now I always say like it's like I like have my setup here and everything just kind of sounds like mumbo jumbo, and then these words start coming out. And then like a day or two goes by and now I have a record. So it's just kind of playing around with different styles and different beats and stuff. Definitely just has helped like my creative process in general.
Well, that's a nice way to get into the question that I was about to ask you. Let's get a little bit more into your writing process. Like, what do you need? What does Miranda need around her in order for her to sit down and just go nuts with the pen?
Good energy. So, like, I can't create in spaces that I don't feel like it's good energy, because I've been in like a lot of different studios and different environments, and I've had to work by myself. And then there's been other things where, like, you know, like if you go, I've been to like songwriting camps, right, where it's like we're just creating hooks, like people are looking for records or whatever have you. So like there'll be 30 people in the studio, and they'll stick you in this little corner, right? And they'll be like, you got 2 hours and you need to make, like, you should at least try and have like 5 like hooks or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know any of you motherfuckers. Some of you are like cool, some of you are like, no. You know, it's like interesting. But so then I've learned, but I like doing those kind of things though, because then there's not an attachment. Because when I first started writing, I would have to be like in my personal studio. And then obviously, right, like as you start to evolve and you're moving around, like I got to move around. Like a lot of the people that I work with are based in Atlanta. You know what I mean? I'm not even creating like in my actual spot. But just like good energy. If I can maybe get some like incense going, maybe a candle or two.
Okay.
The main thing for me is I don't go on my phone. Like I don't like being on social media. I don't like having distractions. I will literally put my phone. I finally figured out what do not disturb was. Because I always have my shit in airplane mode, like real extra. You would think that was on an airplane, but no, I realized that do not disturb exists. So I'll put
Miranda's out of the country, man. I can't.
Like, they're like, she is never around. No, I'm just in the studio. So I do put my phone on do not disturb just because I don't like getting like the notifications or whatever, like text or whatever. But just good vibes and just like an open. I try not to pressure myself, and that's why I said my writing process has changed, because when I started just kind of doing this thing, what I do usually when I have a beat that I have to write and work on, I just set up my put on my little Pro Tools or whatever, and I just get on the mic and I just start saying random shit, random things, and then somehow it turns into full sentences and concepts. So as long as I just have to feel free, I guess is the right word.
Okay.
Gotta feel free.
That's dope.
A lot of crystals.
So we have opened up the floor to everybody in the chat. So everybody in the chat, don't be shy to ask your questions. Nico just threw in one in the chat. Nico wants to know, outside of hip hop, who are your top 5 artists that influence you the most?
Okay. So I love The Cure. I love alternative music.
Facts.
And I love dance music, but like I love rock music. So I really love every genre, but like The Cure is like my favorite go-to whenever, like, I don't know, I just love The Cure. Fleetwood Mac.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to think of like maybe like a good dance group. I don't know. I just also like meditation music. Like, I don't know. There's like this artist called DJ Drez and Martin Nico. They're like husband and wife, and like they're really dope, and they'll go live and like they'll have like the drums, like Tibetan drums, and she's singing. Like, there's really a lot of different facets of music that I love. So I dive really into everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You ever thought about going into a different genre besides rap?
I think sometimes I do. It's like, people know, like, it's like, okay, Miranda Rice is like a hip hop artist, but like I do, like, if you think about it, like Talk That Talk is like rap, but like, so all right, I'll spoil a little something. I'm dropping this new song this week. It's called Way Up. And it's definitely rap, but it definitely has like pop tones. And there's other songs that I'm coming out. Like, there's one song that I'm really excited about. It's probably considered more of a dance record, but that is one of my favorite songs that I've ever made. And it's about being in the club, and it's so much fun. So I don't know. I don't really like to even the whole term of like just being labeled, but I don't know. I'm like, I just want to be known as like a hip hop rock star. Because then it gives me the thing, like, because when it's like when I like envision like my big like stadium like shows, I want to have a band. Like, I want like it to be an experience for people, because that's what music is. It's an experience. It's not just one sound. So I play around with different genres, not too much. I don't want to confuse people, but I love alternative.
The question here from Jettison. He's asking if your name is a stage name.
Well, Rights is, yeah. Miranda's my government.
All right, what's your social security? But that's dope though, because I mean, like you said, when you go to a rap concert, you already know what you're expecting to see on that stage. If I'm gonna go to a Miranda Rice concert and there's a whole orchestra in the back, mm-hmm. She comes out with a dress with Timberland boots on. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna expect, bro. It's gonna be she's gonna sing and then she's gonna come into a rap. That's gonna be fire. I'll be front row.
I just have so much, like, I just love it. Like, I just jump around. And I get so excited, but that's because I love, like, that's right. Like, you're doing it like a show. And that's the other thing too. Like, I love watching live performances. And that, to be honest with you, is why Doja Cat is one of my favorite artists out right now, because her performances
out of this
are crazy. like it's one thing to make a record, but when you perform that record, like like it only makes you want to go listen to her music more. So
Right.
I like that too. Like I feel like the stage show has to be fire. So that's always something I'm always, be working on my choreography.
So
No.
it's been said a couple of times here. I think everybody in the chat kind of wants to hear Rockstar now.
Oh, I don't have a video to that, but you should play it on like Spotify. I don't know if you guys can.
We have it here. We have it on. I'll share the screen and you can let me know if.
You sure that's not Amanda rights?
Fuck you. Man. You want to go on timeout, man?
That's that New York shit. That's the pettiness, because you know what? If somebody does something to me, I'm gonna be like, remember when you crossed me April 5th at 9:05 in the morning?
In the J train? Yeah, I remember.
No, that's like a Freudian slip, though. Like I made a mistake with that. Like that.
No,
like,
I'm not gonna let you let that down at all.
Cool. Can I play this one here?
Oh yeah. So is that the one that's on my topic? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
there's no video, guys. This is just a song, but this is dance. This is like technically a dance record.
What are you doing?
I wanna live in the hills, wanna be a rock star, wanna have me jet, and a few nice cars, wanna party all night,
You did not
early morning.
Stop!
What happened?
I need a water. I'm gonna dance my ass off, Miranda. Oh,
I told you we could talk in the nightclub. We could go turn up in the club.
Hold
Everybody
on.
wants to be a rock star.
I'm about to go get some cardboard in a minute. Go ahead, bring it back to when it dropped. No, that was fire. Oh, this beat is hard.
I wanna live in the hills, wanna be a rock star, wanna have me jet, and a few nice cars, wanna party all night, to the early morning. I wanna be a rock star, cause a rock star's life ain't never born. I wanna live in the hills, wanna be a rock star, wanna have me jet, and a few nice cars, wanna party all night, to the early morning. I wanna be a rock star, cause a rock star's life ain't never born. I wanna live in the hills, wanna be a rock star, wanna have me jet, and a few nice cars, wanna party all night, to the early morning. I wanna be a rock star, cause a rock star's life ain't never born. Another night too hype, I can't help but fantasize.
I thought I was in the club for a minute. I'm sorry. I'm about to lose my fucking mind. Bring it back to when it dropped again. That shit was hard. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Shake, I told you I should not drink.
Another night too hype, I can't help but fantasize. What would life be like if I get what I dream at night? Yes, I am grateful, but I just want the best of life. I live in a world where every day's a party. I want a G5 fast ride, no more working overtime. I'ma be my own boss, hustling for my own grind. Lots of money, max savings, kids will be alright. Don't have to sweat a thing if I'm living like I'm trying to. I wanna live in the hills, wanna be a rock star, wanna have me jet, and a few nice cars, wanna party all night, to the early morning. I wanna be a rock star, cause a rock star's life ain't never born. I wanna live in the hills, wanna be a rock star, wanna have me jet, and a few nice cars, wanna party all night, to the early morning. I wanna be a rock star, cause a rock star's life ain't never born. I just wanna fly away from all more than just the holidays. I just wanna travel, see the world from a higher place. On days when life ain't guaranteed, before I go, I'd like to see what the world has for me. We're born to live, not just to breathe. I'm trying to see the world, trying to hit the bar. Life's what you make it, and I'm trying to take it far. I tell them sorry, I'm not sorry. I picked up the pen so I could write a different story. Yeah. I wanna live in the hills, wanna be a rock star, wanna have me jet and a few nice cars. Wanna party all night to the early morning. I wanna be a rock star, but the rock star's life ain't never boring. I wanna live in the hills, wanna be a rock star, wanna have me jet and a few nice cars. Wanna party all night to the early morning. I wanna be a rock star, but the rock star's life ain't never boring.
That was fire. Oh my
thank you. I like that Jet said you want a jet, you got it. Hey.
It's got that vibe, man. I feel like I'm at like an after hours getting ready, listening to some house music. It's I was not expecting you to dip into a bag and pull out some
I do that a lot. I do that a
house
lot.
music. Like that was dope.
I looked at my hand twice to see if I see a glow in the dark stamp. That was dope. I sweated. I lost a little bit of weight, so we good. That shit was fire. I like that. That was good.
Thank you. No, I mean, listen, you guys, if you like this stuff, like wait till you hear all of the tracks that are about to come out. I'm really, really excited.
Like, I want to send like my family owns like two of the longest running house nightclubs in Toronto. I want to send this to some of my DJs and see if some of my homies, the DJs that spin all the house clubs in Toronto, if they want to.
Yes, please do. That would be dope.
I can't guarantee, but I'll try and get it in the club.
I'm just gonna play it in my car with the windows rolled down. Everybody in campus going to hear it.
Yes. A little
That
smoke going out the window.
Facts. Facts. Kahuna says you have to do a music video to that song.
Listen, I'm just going to say, so if you like Rockstar, I'm going to drop the title of this track. It's called Came to Party. All right. That's the song. That track, like, imagine Rockstar times 10. Yeah.
Also, I'm going to have cardiac arrest. All right, cool.
That song, yo, like that video has to be insane. There's certain records that I have not even like put out yet because so that's the I don't know if that maybe I did that. That's a whole like Missy kind of thing. Like my visuals, I like it to match the record. Right. That's really important to me. So I won't do a video for a song if I feel like it's not going to match that. But like Came to Party is one of those records, like the video is going to be crazy because the record is crazy. So I'm really excited. If you don't, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I know something though. I know I'm going to react to it. That's a fact.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to invite you to the video shoot. Stop playing.
We out. I'm going to call out tomorrow.
You guys have to pull up to the video shoot.
I'm going to call out. Just let me know when. I'm sick. I'm going to tell them I have COVID so it can take 5 days.
And you can't go anywhere the day after. You need to just like chill and just plan to eat like a bacon, egg, and cheese.
That's what's going to
watch
happen.
your favorite show.
Yes, I'd love to. I'm in the Philippines. It's hard for me to get out anywhere over there.
Oh yeah. Listen, that's a different budget. So remember what he said about the label budget? I'll let you know when I get the
That's funny. No, but we're definitely gonna react to it for sure though.
She said your ass is way too far. That ain't gonna happen. You stay right there. I'll record it for you, Shakes.
FaceTime will be like, hey.
I'll FaceTime me. Just FaceTime me. We good. We'll
turn up on the FaceTime.
Yeah, the problem is at 2 o'clock, if I go over there, your ass is gonna be sleeping by the time I'm over there. So I'm gonna wake your ass up. You better join us.
It's all good. It's all good. So I know like timelines and stuff like that get pushed back and stuff like that. But for myself and Ray, who are interested in knowing, and people in the chat, without tipping the scale too much, when can we anticipate some new drops? If there's no pushback in dates.
I'm dropping a new song this week. So definitely it's dropping on Friday. So Way Up is dropping on Friday. And then all of my other new music is scheduled to basically go out every month, right? As long as there's no like pushback to your point.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's so much music that I have to release, like the music is coming. So now I'm excited because now it's just like there's just music ready just to be rolled out. So dropping a new song this week. The goal is to drop another new song next month. Every new month I try and drop something new.
So
yeah.
Are you said you like performing in the clubs and that kind of shit? Are the clubs back open in New York? Like, is this release gonna get you to do some spots and some shows? And
oh yeah, we back outside.
Shakey, I asked that shit.
We are outside. No, but for real, like we are outside. I mean, I always do shows too. So if anybody ever wants to come to a show, like I always post them on all of my social media, on my website. So just stay tuned.
Oh, I will. The only thing is that it's fucked up that I'm in Florida. That I moved to Florida like 15 years ago. But
oh my God, really?
Yeah.
What part of Florida?
Tampa.
Oh, nice. I was just in Florida like a few weeks ago. I love Florida. I love Miami. Miami's lit.
Whenever you do, I can't go back to Miami for reasons unknown.
Oh no.
Yeah, before I got married, I was doing dumb shit. But listen, when you come to Florida, you have to let me know. I would love to take my wife and maybe my oldest kid to one of your performances if you perform out here.
Yes, absolutely.
No hookups. I will buy the ticket. I will do whatever I need to do to support you. It is what it is. But I need to go to a performance. And if I'm down in New York, I'm going to hit you up. Yo, where you at?
Yes, yes.
I'm in the Dunkin' Donuts next to Marcy Projects in the corner, next to the KFC. I got you. But no, because this is dope because my wife listens to music like yours. Like and when she came inside, she just came inside the garage. She went like that.
Oh, that's dope.
She's fucking with it. So that's dope. I like that because when I've never been into an actual performance besides Eminem, Jay-Z, and I think I went to a Nas performance. But other than that, but I want to start getting into, now that I'm doing reactions and everything, I want to start getting into going through you guys' performance, showing support, and doing all of that. So please let me know if you ever come down here to do anything. Even if it's in Miami, I'll go ahead and I'll put a mustache on. I'll put a jacket and go to the corner so they won't see me and we good. But I fucks with it. It's cool.
Yes, I would definitely. I love Florida, so I'm always looking for reasons to go back.
And then Barnacles ain't too far from there either, right?
Oh yeah, Clip Monster's thing. Clip Monster's Club, the way he does his performances. That man's posters are ridiculous. Clip Monster's an independent artist, Miranda, and I think you and him would sound dope on the track. That's just me, though. Because he's got that flow. He knows how to do that flow cadence shit. He knows how to do all that. I think it'll sound dope. But he's a promoter for a club in Georgia?
Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I'm in Atlanta pretty often. So
our homie Clip Monsters, a heavy spitter, runs a club called Barnacles. So I was saying, because you're like, oh, I'm always in Florida, nah. And so I was just saying, like, Barnacles ain't too far out that way. And you also mentioned earlier on in this interview that you fucks with a lot of people out of Atlanta. So I figured you was in Atlanta anyways a lot of times. So
yes, I'll be in Atlanta next month. So
see, that's why I like this type of shit, because we could try to make as much connections as possible. So it's all about the bag. Let's be completely fucking honest. It's all about the fucking bag. And if we could help people get bags, then it is what it is. Just when you become famous, and you don't forget who reacted to your shit.
Of course. Come on. Ray, stop it.
Don't forget the little people.
I gotta ask. When was the moment that you realized that I can spit, I'm dope? When was the moment where you were like, you went from like doing this as okay, I want to do this to yo, I can fucking do this. I'm good. When was the moment you realized you was dope?
You know, that's kind of funny. That's an interesting question because I don't even know if it was ever like I was like, wow, I'm dope. It was more like, wow, this feels good. And there was nothing that ever came close to like making music for me. So for me, it was more so that moment like that I was just like, this feels good. Because you just have to, I feel like, right? Like in life, you just got to find like that one thing that feels good, and then that's what like you do. So for me that was music because it was like I was like you know, like I went to like school whatever and like I got my degree and stuff, but it was just like I did it because I just was like, all right, I have it, but like music feels good. So I don't even know if it was like, oh, I'm dope. I was just like, I don't really care what you guys think, you know. And then even now, right, like there's always going to be people that are like, wow, there's people like Miranda Wright, you're my favorite female rapper. Like, you're the best rapper ever. And then there's other people like, oh my God, Miranda, you suck. I hope your whole house burns to the ground. Like, real extra shit, right? So it's like, it's all relative to personal opinion. But for me, I just knew that there was nothing else that I would ever do that would feel as good as making music.
You ever jump in one of those New York ciphers and was like, yeah, I can fucking hang with the big boys?
So yeah, I mean, so even just coming up, I would like that goes back to I would be like the only girl, and then too also I'm short, you guys. So so I would like
She's like 4'2".
like move out of the way, and then I would like find a way to get through the front, and then
I'm about to spit, move, nigga.
Everybody's like, oh shit! I'm like, yes, look, here I am, and then after that, I was real tall.
Facts. My man General Hollis said God knew you was dope the day you was born.
Oh.
That's what I thought the answer was going to be, to be honest with you. I thought that's what she was going to like, when I was born. She was doing this.
Day one since day one.
Facts. Hold on. I got to dump this out. This shit's on fire. Hold on. Give me a second.
Oh my God.
Was that you just lit your ashtray on fire?
Nigga, relax. I got it.
He's hype.
He's always hype. It's a little bit of a balance here. I'm sometimes the non-hyper one, and he's the hyper one. Sometimes it's
like, yeah, you need.
Sometimes it reverses.
Brother, do you know what my wife got to go through?
See, I'm either up here or like, so I'm maybe like the in between you guys, because I'm either super hype or like super laid back, like, nobody talk to me.
I get those when I'm like have a long day of recording and a long day at work, and I'm just riding out of work and I just get in my car and I'm just like, I don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't even listen to rap. I don't listen, like my favorite thing besides rap is listening to like Beethoven, like classical music, because I love just beats, just the way that it's made and the way it has a body of its own. It takes over a whole song sometimes. So sometimes I just sit down and just listen to like Beethoven or just some classical shit that is just violins playing in the back and just for my brain to calm down. But that happens only about 30 minutes. When I'm done with that, I'm back to being completely fucking nuts.
30 minutes is in. Just
so basically, you just have to like charge your batteries for a little bit, and then you're
30-minute charge.
30-minute charge. I'm good. I'm like an iPhone. I'm good.
That's funny, man. That's really funny. When you hear that beat, Miranda, and you get that energy and you feel that energy, because like I know just for myself as an artist, if I'm not feeling the beat, no matter what, I'll never write something to it. You just you get that energy. When you feel that energy off the beat and you love it, how long does it take you to write something to it?
It really depends. It depends on how hype I am. Like there's certain
you're in the groove, you hear it, you're like, I got it.
Where I've written it in that same day. Then there's other times where I could even write a track and like, or even really like it. And then, so I either have, it's weird. So I notice I either have really, really quick writing process, or I also like to not sit with something for too long, because then what happens is I'll end up writing like 8 different verses, and then I feel like I'm just overwriting. And then at that point, I'm like, well, what lines do I want to keep? So I always just feel like too much sometimes is not good either. So I just try and go like with the feeling. What I usually do is I always lay down like the blueprint on like my mic of what I want it to sound like. And then I fill it in, because once I know what I want it to sound like filling it in becomes pretty easy. So I would say probably like a couple days typically is like my turnaround. But then I also have like creative bursts where I'll write like mad records. And then there's like, oh, I don't even know if I can write anymore. And then I'll have like this like couple like weeks of like just not writing anything. So it's weird. I go through like creative bursts.
Have you ever had that, now that you said that, that mentality at some points where you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna give up, I'm done with it?
No, never giving up. It's just like sometimes the creativity's there, and then other times it's just like, I don't know, like you just go through periods. Like I remember that happened to me in the beginning of COVID. Like you would think like being inside, like I had my studio, like you would think that I'm like, oh, I should be writing every single day. But I think I was just so affected by like what was happening in the world. I didn't want to write anything. I was like watching the news. I never watched it. I hate watching the news. It's so depressing.
It's always bad news.
It's so depressing. It's like, oh my God, let's just all talk about how much everything sucks. Like, I'm watching the news every day. So then I never watch the news. So then I'm like, and then it would affect it. But then, right, I had to snap out of it. I was like, you got to get it together. And then once I started like, you know, picking up the pen again, then boom, it was almost that I made up like for like lost time, because it was like a couple weeks, nothing. And then it was like dun, 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 dun. So I don't know. It's weird.
Damn, I don't know how you guys do that shit, man. I can't even tie my shoes and eat at the same time, let alone you guys, the way y'all guys' writing processes is. I know yours, Shakes. Now I know Miranda's. I know half of the guys that rap in the chat. I'm like, you guys, that's why you guys are good at it, I guess. That's why.
You just can't force it. That's the whole thing. Like, that's why I say my rule, I always say it's about having fun. Because the minute it feels forced, it feels like a job, and it feels like a chore. Like, and I think too, it's like, as you start to go here, like now it's like there's more people you have to answer to. There's more strategy involved. There's more like the business side of things gets a little bit more intense. So you almost kind of feel like the creativity can be stripped away a little bit. But that's why when I like, that goes back to turning off my phone, because when I'm in the studio, I want to have fun, because that's when my best stuff comes out. It's not when I'm thinking the hardest, like, oh, like, you know, let me make a hit. No, it's like, let me just have fun. And when I have fun, that's whenever my best like music comes out. So I always just try and keep that in my mind.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm pretty much the same way. My first 3 videos when I started reacting, I was like, this is trash. Because I was forcing everything. I was like,
no, like, dude, like honestly, when you force your writing, it's gonna be like some basic shit, and it's not gonna like you can't force it. It's just gotta flow. And if it's not flowing, just put it down, come back later.
Now you have a good team on your back, a support team. How is your family really? I know you said your mom and your dad, but like, do you have siblings? Do you have cousins and everybody else that back you on all this?
Yeah, so like my brother, he's super dope. He has like nothing to do with music, which is kind of awesome, because it's like he's like a nice little balance, but like he's super supportive. My family, they all fuck with me. They definitely bid me up. But it's interesting though too, because like, and this is not, I'm not saying like my family's amazing, so I'm blessed to have that, because I know there's a lot of people that are just like, get a real job, Johnny. Like, so I'm fortunate where it's like I don't have that. But I will say though, in general, like you have to get to that point. Like for me, I remember in the beginning, I felt like I was making music for like my friends and family. And as an artist, that can be kind of dangerous to feel like you're doing that, because like that's not really what it should be. Like if your family like fucks with it, like dope. Like if your friends, but music, it's really like the people you don't know, like the people that are in the chat right now, like those are going to be the people that you like, they end up feeling like family because you bonded through music.
Right.
So I like connecting with strangers that I don't know. So I'm like, how dope is it? Like we don't even know each other, but now we know each other through music. Like that's fire.
It's crazy.
And it's not because you feel like you have to support me because you're my cousin. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah.
My cousin raps, and I tell him every day. Sometimes I text him and tell him, yo, just so you won't forget, you're trash. Because that motivates him. When I talk shit to him, it'll motivate him. And he actually sent me a clip the other day, and he was just dissing me in the whole entire track. He was just freestyling this shit. Because I texted him in the morning. I was like, yo, by the way, I saw the sales in your last album in Spotify. There's 3 followers, and 2 of them is your mother and your grandmother. So it doesn't count. And I guess I pissed him off enough, and he just came out and just. Because I was like, I don't want to have no yes men on my side.
No, not at all. But like, you know what? Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, but it's funny though, because honestly, like, so you know how people would expect, like, oh, your parents or like your friends would be the ones to be like, nah, like you got it. Like there'd be certain things where I would play it for like my dad, and I'd be like, he'd be like, yo, that shit is whack. I'm like, what? He's like, you should lay it down again. I'm like, what? So like, I feel like, you know what though? That was kind of dope that they did that, because it only got me ready for like the world, because you know what? People are cold. People are cold outside. Yeah. Like, you know, and it's a partially because people are like that, but it's also because a lot of people they find satisfaction in making people feel bad. So it's like you gotta find that like balance between, like you said, like no yes men, because you want it to be dope. And I always say, like, I don't want anybody to ever tell me something's fire and then it's not fire, because I feel like everybody needs that ear. That's why you have like the team. You have to like trust yourself enough, but like you also wanted to play like your records for people. Like I always play my songs. All of the songs I throw out, I play them for like at least 20 to 30 people before that one track goes out.
Oh, really?
Like a listening party.
Yeah. Just to see, and I pick like people based upon what it is I know they listen to. So like, for instance, if I'm coming out with a track that is like hip hop, but it has like some pop vibes, I'll send it to the most hip hop like core people. But then I'm also going to send it to my friends, like my girls that like, they just want to turn up in the club. Like I send it to different people based upon what it is they do, just to get like an idea of like who's feeling it.
Oh, that's smart though. I mean, that's good business.
Serious.
Right there. Miranda Rice just became my manager, people. You say you got Way Up coming Friday. There was a question in the chat. Somebody asked, are you able to give us a time of when is it going to drop Friday?
Oh, it'll be like dropped at like midnight.
Miranda, you know I work the next day. Why are you going to drop it on?
I'll probably be sleeping when it drops.
I'll be wide awake because it's.
I'll be like waking up and be like, "Oh my God, does the link work?"
It'll be noon here, so I got you. I got you on the reaction when it drops.
See, now I'm gonna have to stay up. Thank you.
Hey, yes. This is actually going to be an interesting video because it's not a typical music video. I made the video based upon my travels from Aspen and California. So it's more of like a recap video that just so happened to fit the song, which is kind of crazy because I didn't record the song for this video. So I'm excited. It's like a different kind of thing versus like the planned video shoot and all of that stuff.
What are the final? This man said the guy with the New York fitted cap. You know, I always got to rock the New York fitted cap, no matter where I go. So relax. Now I forgot my fucking question.
Relax.
God damn it. So what is the final? What is going to be that? Okay, you made it to the top. You there. When is Miranda going to stop saying, you know what, I'm done rapping. I made it where I need to be at, and I'm good.
I can't really ever imagine not rapping. But, like, I mean, would I be 75 rapping? Nah. Like, let's...
What? Yeah, dude, the Beatle guy, what's his name? Paul McCartney was just performing. He's 112. All
right, you know what? Here's the thing. 75-year-old me is really not going to give a fuck because I barely give a fuck now. So I don't know what I'm going to be saying at 75. I'm going to be in like a fur coat. Who knows, with anything underneath it, outside, doing all kinds of shit. So I don't know what you're going to get from 75-year-old me. So
somebody gonna be like, yo, somebody get that crazy grandmother out of here, man. She's in the bingo hall shooting at people with her fingers.
What happened to Auntie? We can't get Auntie to come back inside. But for me, what I would really like to do after I've done everything I need to do in my career, like I just want to be able to like start my own shit and get like a few dope artists and really invest in them, and just pass the torch. Ideally with like female artists, that would be dope. I mean, of course, like, you know, you got a couple of dudes in there.
I'm trying to think, is there a camp
in the right school of rap?
Is there a camp with like an almost all female camp? No, there's not, right? No one's done that shit.
TLC.
No one.
So if somebody tapes that right now, you guys know us three just know that they stole the shit, right?
It's a fact.
And we coming for the bad. I'm gonna be like, thank you for my school starter money.
I got my lawyers on it already, man. My lawyers is on the podcast right now. We on it. We good. We got that. That's our idea. God damn it. All I know is I want it to be to a point where I'm finally a DJ at the Breakfast Club or something. I'm finally where I want to be at, and then I'll be able to interview Miranda Rice because she's up there too. So me and her talking like, we've known each other since the mud, son.
Yes, exactly.
That's dope. Shakes, you could come too if you want.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Oh, Shakes.
Shakes is going to be with me. It's going to be a tag team. He's Charlemagne the God, though. I am not Charlemagne. You're Charlemagne. I'm DJ Envy.
You guys are so funny.
I'll take Ebro, bro. I ain't no fucking Charlemagne. You can call me Ebro.
Yo, brother, you know that Ebro has a Jewish guy in his team. I'm Ebro. All right, we off topic. I'm just stop. We'll think about it when we get there. We good. Don't worry about it. I need to ask you a question, and this is a question that is a yes or no answer, and that's it. Okay. Me and Shakes P are building something together to make a cipher. May you do us the honors and be in the cipher with us? Yeah. You can say no.
I said yes.
You heard that, right? It's recorded.
That's a verbal.
Damn it! Somebody go back, like you do that when the reactions. Go back.
I'm not doing none of that. We're gonna keep on playing forward. Fuck it. No, because that's dope. Because we want a mixture. We want a mixture of a lot of dope independent artists, and we're trying to do something. I want it to be like bigger than any YouTube cipher that was out there. No shade to everybody else, but I want some spitters that is just gonna take that beat and fucking destroy it.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
And you fit the bill.
I fit the bill.
You good.
I fit the bill.
This man said hashtag Debo. This nigga is calling me Debo. Yo, block him out of here, man. Get him the fuck out of here. Larry, you know you on it, baby. Don't even worry about it. Belafonte. That fucking last name is crazy.
Yeah, that's fire.
No, Miranda Rice is fire. In my first reaction of yours, I didn't catch that until towards the ending of the reaction. I was like, Miranda writes, and I was like, oh, who the fuck on?
Who are you?
Oh my God.
You got the right to remain. Nah, I'm a rapper.
Yes. I
No.
know. Well, that's why I liked it, because it's like just a play on words. And then it's funny too, because I always liked seeing my favorite thing is whenever I am at the venue and I will talk to security, and they'll be like, oh, Miranda writes, and they always think it's like entertaining.
But it's catchy. It's catchy, but it's not tacky.
No, it's the same. You got the right to spit flames.
But it was also though too, like because like I fell in love like with writing. Like I said, like this all started just from me writing and like poetry. So it's like the writing has always been like my favorite part of this. You know, like I just like the actual creative process has always been my favorite part. Because it's dope. Like you start with nothing and then you have a record. Like that's fire.
That is dope. That is dope. I can't understand how that works, because I've tried many times to try to write something, and my wife even told me, maybe you should just stick doing reactions. Yes, babe. I listened to you. And she was right, because I listened to it back. I recorded it in my phone, and I played it back, and I was like, nope. Ain't nobody gonna ever hear that shit.
You're like, delete
that out of here.
Yeah, but we all went through that. It's just it's like when you were a kid, you didn't know how to walk, but you did it, and then now you can run. It's the same shit. The first thing that I wrote, guaranteed, was whack as fuck. It's not supposed to be dope.
It always is.
But you gotta fuck with it for enough. You gotta give your. You didn't know how to play board games when you first started playing.
My brother, I listened to it. I gave myself COVID. It was horrible. It was that bad. No, I see what you guys say. It works for you guys.
No, like it's true though. In the beginning, like I feel like I know that it sucked, right? Like if I would have and even if somebody thought it was dope, like looking back, like I don't even like listening to the stuff when I first started rhyming. I'm like, oh my God, you know. But that's also because now it's like you're talking about years of just like working, right? And even now, like I feel like it just you're constantly reinventing yourself creatively. Like my music from what I'm putting out this year in comparison to last year is entirely different. You know, but that's why I also believe in leaving it up, because I'm like, you know what? There's nothing wrong with somebody going back and then listening to what's now, because I think that's also important for like artists. Is like everybody always wants to show the best. They always want to show the highlight reel, but like let people like know where you came from. Even if you think that shit is whack, like let them appreciate how you've grown.
See, I agree with you on this. I'm like a true hip hop fan, to the point where if I just heard somebody that just became popping right now, I would go and look for their older shit, because I like to see the growth of how their writing skills were when they first started to how they elevated to where they are now. I always love seeing the growth on everybody.
But it's not even just seeing the growth. Like old songs to new people are new songs. They've never heard them before. So like something could be 10 years old and it's a brand new song to them.
Facts.
So it's part and partial. Part of it is hearing and seeing the growth. But if you're sitting on 100 songs and you got a song from 10 years ago nobody's ever heard, and you release it, it's brand new to everybody. It might be old to you, but it's new to other people. So like music is music, and a good song is going to withstand the test of time. It's going to be good no matter what. Absolutely. No matter when you're listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Shakes, you're a fucking poet.
Sometimes. I'm going through writer's block right now. So not right now, I'm not. Actually, I'm lying. I just got out of writer's block.
You should smoke a little bit of that'll clear all that.
It's always the best feeling when you make it out. You're like, ooh, I'm the shit again.
No, but it's like they're good. Like when you're in writer's block and you try and write it, it's always shit. It's shit. You're just like, fuck.
I know. It's horrible.
When you get out of it and it's just like, and you hear it, and you're like, yo.
Yes.
Unless you write and you go into writer's block, nobody knows that fucking feeling. And I'm going through it right now. I played you guys something just before. Like, I just wrote that, and I just recorded the shitty ass recording. It's like, Ray, I want your fucking opinion, and you jumped in, and I was like, hey, fuck it, let's just this. Like, that's the first thing that I've written in like almost 6 months, and I'm just like, yo, I'm so happy.
It sounded fire though. It sounded fire though.
It sounded
Sometimes you just need, I think also too, sometimes you just need that break, because same thing, like I'll go through writer block and something I'm like, everything I'm writing, so you know, like it's like frustrating. I'm like, I'm no longer Miranda Writes. I've officially become Miranda Wronged. And then
that was fucking hilarious. Oh my God.
And then boom, baby, it just may happen on Tuesday. Everything clicks again, and I'm like, I'm officially Miranda Writes again. I'm back.
So you look in the mirror. Don't you ever doubt yourself again, motherfucker.
Exactly.
We're taking questions right now. If anybody has questions for my sister Miranda Writes, please
put
it
chat's right now. Shout out to everybody in the chat, because everybody in the chat's been lit the entire interview, man. Some of y'all been here since the first minute of the chat. So shout out to the chat, because y'all holding this down. Y'all, like, the chat's been solid the whole way through, whether they're throwing questions or whatnot. But yeah, facts. Just like Ray just said, we are taking your questions, so don't be shy. Don't be shy, fam.
How do you feel when people react to your music, like reactors?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Sometimes I just stumble across it, and it's always interesting to hear like unbiased opinions. I don't know. I like it. I always say good, bad, or indifferent. Like, it's kind of just dope to hear what people are saying. The reason why I like reactions is because it's really easy for somebody to just talk shit or just big you up, right? With no backup. Like, reaction videos, it kind of forces that person to give a reason of as to why they love it or hate it. And that I think is dope, because it's almost like there's a thought process behind it versus just being like, yo, like, you're the best thing ever, or like, oh, you suck. Because you're like, you know, it's probably coming from like this weird person on the other side where you're like, bye. You know, so I think it's dope when I see reaction videos to my thing. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Well, it's always a pleasure reacting to new artists that comes to me and Shake's way, because that's one of the main things why we're here is for that. A lot of these reactors, they react to all these already got a record label behind them. They got the machine behind them, and that's cool. But it's like, why can't we just do it for the people that are trying to get up? They need to shine more than anybody else.
Facts.
Yeah.
So why not? But unfortunately, like what Shakes and me already know, this is a business. In order for me to help you, we got to build our channel to the point where everybody's paying attention. They can pay attention to you guys. Because that's our main goal, is to do that, because I honestly think that's where real hip-hop is at right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally at these independent artists, YouTube rappers, if you want to call them that, whatever, that's where it's stemming from. It's reminding me back in the day when I see dudes in the corner just spitting, not even battling, just a cipher around in a bodega in the corner, and they're just spitting. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm hearing coming out of all these independent artists that I ran into doing this, and I just think it's just dopest thing in the fucking world. I do this Friday Night Live where I take one independent artist and I pretty much play 10 of these songs. You're definitely on the list. I got you in about 3 weeks, because I already got 2 dudes in. I'm going to do pause. That was weird. I got 2 dudes that I'm going to react to. Fridays.
No homo. No homo, Ray. No homo.
Bro, we can't say that. We can't say that. It's pause.
Okay, pause.
We old, but we got to go back to the new stuff, man. We got to say the new things now. Because that no homo shit, somebody cursed me out when I said that in one of my reaction videos. What's wrong with homos? I didn't say nothing about them, man. Like, it's hard. It's difficult. These people are crazy out here. My wife, I love my wife. She always supported me.
Oh, that's
She caught you.
awesome. I love that.
She caught you saying you're gonna do 2 dudes. It's okay. She caught that.
No, don't even worry about it. You good. That was a joke. Thanks a lot. Now I'm gonna sleep in the couch.
I got a question. Okay, so General Hollis got a question. If you could pick an artist out to collaborate with, or a few, who would it or they be?
You added the few shades.
Yes, I did.
So I would love to work with Doja Cat. I feel like that would be kind of fire.
That would be dope.
I would love to work. I want to do a collaboration with Kendrick and Cole on the same record. I know that's like demanding. This is manifestation, people. Okay, so I want to. I want them.
Can't get it.
I want them both on the same record. I would love to work. Russ is fire. Like I feel like he doesn't get his flowers, so I would love to work with him. I would love to work with Missy Elliott.
Ooh.
So I can just like die happy.
And then you can put a ring.
And then I would love to work with St. John. That would be fire. Do something different. And you know what? Last one. There's a lot of people I would like to work with, but these are just things I'm envisioning creatively would be fire. I would love to do a record with Drake and Bad Bunny.
Oh, Bad Bunny, just that hook. You know that hook's gonna
like
be
that same thing, same record, like me, Drake, and Bad Bunny.
That'll be lit.
I got one more. Eminem. You need to be on a track with Eminem.
Yes, well, obviously.
That has to be the same album with Cole, Kendrick, Bad Bunny, and Drake.
Yes.
All of it. We'll make it happen.
I just want to be able to just have that one project where it's all of like my dream collaborators on one. Like, you know, when people come out with like albums and there's always like, oh, like they need features to help sell the album. Nah, like I would want to do that after I have my own number ones on my own. So they're not like, oh, she had this number one because of that.
Yeah, you don't put that track on your album. You just throw it out as a single.
Exactly. Like
you know you don't need that one to sell your fucking album. Let your album go platinum on its own. Exactly. And then you just throw this fucking track of, hey, we're on the road, we're all fucking touring, we're all performing at the same, let's say like the same show overseas. Let's all get in the studio and record a track together. Yeah, for sure. Yes. That'll be lit.
Yeah, I would love lit. Exactly. Like I just want to work with them because they're geniuses. So like I would love to. I don't even know what I would say to Eminem. Have you just like, yo?
You know what's the first thing you need to say? Have you seen Ray's reactions? Show him the link. Tell him he's my favorite rapper.
Yeah, no, that would be fire. I would love to work with him. That would be so dope.
I mean, but manifestation, I mean, it's gonna happen. I mean, if you're working hard enough and you got the skill set where if you keep on going in this route, I can see that. I could actually see that happen. And a lot of people talk a lot, and you're like, nah, that's a little bit. I can actually see it happen, though. You dope.
We ain't stopping.
Hell no, we can't stop.
Oh, I love Timbaland, and I love Pharrell. Yes, that would be fire.
You said Missy Elliott, my wife is going nuts. She said, hot boy. She loves Missy Elliott.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's nobody like, and that's why I love Missy is just like her style. But same thing, like Missy, like she talked about a lot of different things, right? And like, but the way she did it, it was so versatile where nobody put her in one box. And that's why I respect Missy. And that's why she's one of her kind, because she would do so many different types of styles and nobody would be like, oh, go back in your box, because she was like, there is no box.
Speaking and touching on Missy, I wish the game would not necessarily put as much money into it, but kind of go back to being creative with the music videos like they were. That era. Like that era of like the Missy, then you had like I think some things that Puffy did with Bad Boy were very, very similar. Busta Rhymes, like just you don't have to go through the $200,000-$300,000 budget music videos, but just putting some thought and creativity back into the music videos as well with a little bit of choreography. I think that part of the game and the substance is missing and lacking. Like there's no creativity in the shot selection and the storyboards and stuff like that there used to be towards the mid 90s. I think that part of like the mid 90s was like lit for the music video, and it's like it wasn't just for the substance of rhymes, but the music videos were so lit as well. They were like little mini videos, and I think that's why Missy stands out from other female MCs, and she's like god tier compared to most female MCs because she put fucking money, time, and effort into her productions and made them a production.
Yeah, like and Ludacris too, like his videos, like
Ludacris crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that goes back to like there's music and then there's like entertainment. And entertainment, it's an amazing experience. So when you give somebody an experience, right? That's why people like to go to the movies. Because they're going to watch something. You don't just go to the movies like you're not just the popcorn is the extra, but it's like you need something to watch. So I feel like right now everybody's just putting out like everybody's just serving popcorn, but like
that was a crazy analogy. Oh my god! Popcorn and what else? Hold on, I'm gonna use that one day. Popcorn and what else? Movies. That was crazy.
They say the entertainment industry repeats itself every 30 years. With the samples and with a whole bunch of other shit. So that would put us right now in 92. So, and we'll see in the next 2 or 3 years if the music videos repeat itself and the style of music videos repeat itself when we get to like 95, 96. If it goes back.
The Baby is the only one. The Baby is the only one right now that's really tapping into music videos like that.
Yeah, but like gone are the days where you're giving Hype Williams $100,000 to direct music videos. Like
but you don't even need $100,000.
No, you don't. But like Wu-Tang's Triumph video was the last major production. After the Wu-Tang Triumph video came out, literally the record label said, "Fuck it, we're not putting X amount of money behind with these big budgets and taking bloodbaths anymore." So like my brother's multimedia company was like they had to refigure out what they were going to do to shoot high budget videos on beer income. So like instead of having the champagne budget, shoot the same kind of videos but on beer incomes, and that's where the game is at. So hopefully it does repeat itself and the money does go back in because the creativity from then till now is just like night and day.
Yeah. Well, I feel like too, I mean, but also like I know he's indie, but like I mean that like Russ would always say, like, even too. I think there was like that point whenever I think he was signed to Columbia at some point.
Columbia, yeah.
Right? Wasn't he? But like he always said, like he always put extra money into like his production and like videos. And a lot of people do that, but I just like that goes back to the whole thing of just like the full package. So.
And there's not a lot of rappers out there that's got all that shit.
Well, listen, wait till I get a bigger budget. You don't see lions, tigers, and bears.
There was comments like an hour ago in this chat saying, wait for the tigers and lions. I swear to God.
Really?
You were already commenting on that. Just wait.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's like my extraness is not full yet because I need a little things to unchannel the extra, but it's already there. So wait. So just so you guys know, just stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. Because you're gonna see lions and tigers and bears.
Yo, I'm gonna look at my phone one day and be like, this girl is fucking nuts. She's behind a lion. Oh, real life, ain't no CGI in this motherfucker. God damn.
Yeah, General Hall is the one that said it.
Queen of extra.
Queen of extra. But that's dope, though, man. We need that shit back because it's getting there. It's getting back. But for the last couple of years, Jesus Christ.
You think anybody's going to wear one of those fucking baseball batting gloves again in their videos?
We ain't Nelly. The fuck?
I think Puffy and Mace were the first when they did that shit.
Jesus Christ, bro. How old are you?
Shut up.
God damn, Mace. He a preacher now, brother.
You know what's even funnier is fucking what's his face? Shine is now the president of Belize.
Really?
You know that? Shine is the president of Belize. Like actually, bad boy Shine.
Wow.
TV said my freestyle that I dropped the other day kind of reminds me of the Ludacris. You know why though? Because that was shot in like a 360 camera, so like
I love those
almost
fucking
like
cameras.
yes. So
I
it's
love
kind of
those
dope.
cameras.
Like the cover that I did, it was shot with a 360, so it kind of gives like that little bit of like a Luda
Freestyle
effect.
you dropped yesterday.
So.
What freestyle did you drop yesterday? I think we need to pull that up.
I just did the Blick cover, the Nicki Minaj and Koi.
Blick, Miranda Rights cover. Okay, so I think we need to play that.
No.
I think we need to play it. You all want to hear that? Put some flames in the chat if y'all want to hear Blick. Come on.
You have to be specific. I need to see 32 flames.
32.
I'll count them to make sure.
That's funny. I need to see 32. Well, there's
That's enough right there. Go ahead.
All right, this is Miranda Wright's Blick cover. Let go.
Yeah. Line outside to date me. Ain't no bitch gonna phase me. I had a few clowns try to play me. Fuck around, now they gotta pay me. Get a little wild. I get down. I show out. And I'm coming for the crown. Watch me say what I mean. I went to the school to find a few clothes. I couldn't find more. Let down my head like girl, so long. I say thank you, mom. To glow strong. When I'm in the area, they flex their skin. Love me a pin. Don't go with Terriers. Dope individuals, separate residuals. Some of the fun. New York to Atlanta, but I like the band. Like my chain, like my finesse. Like in the sneak, cause I quit, got an A. Fuck on my seat, now I'm sleeping this way.
Girl, you better relax. You better relax. Calm down.
That was fun though. That was done with a 360, so that was fun.
I was scared
these
you went down those stairs twice.
What?
I was scared that you were going to fall down those stairs twice.
The link there is in the chat. If y'all haven't clicked that link, make sure y'all go sub up to Miranda Wrights.
Like now, before I find you. And
We're going to wait. We're going to wait until you do. We're not going to say another word.
I'm not going to say shit else.
We're not saying anything.
I have the capabilities of sending you guys virus through your computer, so you better hurry up.
Why'd you have to go extra there, Ray?
Because if I don't go extra, then I'm not Ray.
I love extra. I'm extra too, so.
It's a New York thing. We just a bunch of extra motherfuckers.
It's true. Everything is so extra.
You know how much slack I got when I first moved down to Florida. Do you understand that these motherfuckers were talking shit about me because I matched?
Oh God, no! What's wrong with you people? Like, why don't you match? Why don't you match?
I'm saying though,
I don't understand that. Like, I had my J's, my black and white J's with my jeans on, and I had a black and white Yankee jersey on with a black and white fitted cap on, and these niggas is looking at me. Why are you matching like that? For that makes no sense. Excuse me. This nigga got an orange shorts, purple shirt. And flip-flops. Yeah, like, you don't know. You talking about my... I had a vent a little bit. That shit pissed me off.
Those are the same people that step on your sneakers.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say
It's facts though.
That's true.
Facts.
I finally got good at that. Like, I finally stopped losing my shit over people stepping on my J's.
No, I never did over it.
If I'm wearing like my Clarks, if I'm wearing like my Wallabies, then it's like, man.
What are you wearing?
Clarks. You don't know what Clarks are? Fuck
you called
man.
the Wallabies. That shit threw me off. You called the Wallabies. I didn't know what to do with that. Hold on. I am one of those people. To this day, I'm 37 years old. If you step on my sneakers, two things is gonna happen. We fighting or I'm fucking you up.
And also, too, you can't step on somebody's sneakers and then not apologize. If somebody does it and it's like a step and they apologize, okay, right? Like we're upset, but like you power through. But a stomp with no apology.
No, I'm gonna trip you down the escalator. Like, I'm gonna clip the back of your foot.
That's a fact. That is a fact. I canceled the whole night out because I just bought. You remember when they came out with the Timberland boots, the suede blue Timberlands? So I had that. I had an Avrex jacket on, and it was the same color.
You're asking how old I am? How old are you?
Worry about yourself.
Did you have a Bubble Goose jacket? Like, was it a Bubble AB?
Come on, son. You know, I had 3 different colors. Black and red, and black and gray. I had them all. And I canceled the whole night. This dude in the train station stepped on my shit, and it was his footprint on top of my boots. I said, all right, you guys leave. I'm out of here. I'm going home. I canceled the whole night. I'm like, fuck that. If it's starting off that way.
No, it like messes up like your whole
vibe,
mood.
Your
whole mood. That's why it's like even in clubs, like I don't even like wearing certain, like the summertime is when you're the ballsiest because there's nothing worse than when you go to an all white party. You can't be the person that now your white is no longer white.
Oh yeah. Oh
congratulations, no. You played yourself. You go to an all white party and you leave and it's not all white, like.
That's why I'm just chilling in the booth, leaning back. I'm just.
Let me see the inkling of dirt on those shoes or those pants. You're out of here. They're gonna roast you right to your house. But I mean, that was back in there. Obviously, right now, motherfuckers don't care no more. I think because that was back in the day. I remember dealing with that now. People that, well, I'm talking about Florida though, they just don't give a shit out here. I see niggas go to the fucking club with flip-flops on. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't go in there with that.
Why do you have your toes exposed?
You got slacks in your toes.
Nobody, and that's the one thing I will say about summer is like nobody likes. Actually, let me rephrase that. There's some people that like feet. We're not going to get into that conversation.
No,
I don't want to be part of that conversation. Okay, nope. So. But my point is like for women, all right, like we have to expose our toes, right? Like summer comes, right? We got to wear wedges and stuff. But for a dude, like you really don't need to be exposing your toes like that. And if you do that in a club, when especially you have opportunity,
like a gremlin coming out that motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could have been flying. You pull up like this with like a pterodactyl claw. Nobody wants to see that in the summer. Nobody wants to see
that nigga like an all fly and shit going in the club. Girl looks at him like, God damn, you look good. Goes down. What the fuck is that?
Because people do look.
Like dinosaurs.
I'm not gonna lie. I've seen like, because sometimes things happen too. So sometimes you just look down and you're like, oh my God. Hairy toe knuckles.
That sounds disgusting. Just the word hairy toe knuckles sounds weird. Oh my God.
Oh,
going crazy.
Now all of Florida's like that. We're not saying Florida. We're talking about just toe exposers. I'm not talking about Florida. I'm talking about toe exposers worldwide. I love
Florida. I like that. No, all the Floridians that I've ran into, Nico, are like that.
That's not true.
Every Floridian that I've walked, you know who? The ones that moved from New York are not like that.
Oh my God.
That's a fact. Listen, I work in the country. I live in the country. Most of my coworkers are Floridians born and raised. Every time I go into that store, dressed the way I dress, they all try, keyword, try to make fun of me. But when you're wearing a Budweiser shirt with flip-flops that don't match and your hair's all fucked up, don't talk to me. We're not in the same conversation, brother. You need to go over there with that shit.
Listen, dude, with the John Deere t-shirt, like, you need to just fucking chill.
I could rock a John Deere t-shirt because I got a hat to match that shit like that. Easy. What is Nico saying? Nico's giving us his whole entire life story. Miranda. There was, I don't know, it was, somebody sent me something on my DMs and Instagram, and they said that was one of your new tracks, but it wasn't you. Do you get a lot of that? A lot of people stealing like your pictures, and a lot of people stealing like little clips of your shit, sending it saying, "Oh, this is my new shit." But then I'm like, you do know I know who fuck Miranda Rice is, right?
Wait, somebody said that to you?
Right, somebody sent me something.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, "This is my new shit. Go ahead, can you react to it?" And I started the reaction, and I was like, "This is Miranda's Right song."
What?
Like
There's a fraud?
There was a verse of Talk That Talk that was in the actual thing. And I'm just like, no.
What?
So I stopped recording when I heard that, and I deleted it.
I'm going to have to make some calls tomorrow.
I'm gonna send you that person's Instagram shit. Because dude was dead ass. It was, yo, this is my new track, yada yada yada. So the first verse wasn't you. I guess the first verse was them. And then the second verse, it sounded familiar, and I was like, so I had to stop the recording and I had to go back because I was like, it sounds familiar, but who the fuck? And then I was like, hold on. And I put Talk That Talk, and I was like, that's the same fucking verse.
It's a lawsuit.
I was just like, what the fuck?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I sent him a message back, and I was like, yo, what is this? Whoa. And then it never answered back.
Okay, so first of all, for the record, that is insane. I've had like fake pages like try and like be me, which that's why I was like, thank God I'm freaking finally verified, because it was like little Miranda Rights frauds going around. But people are outside stealing my shit. Oh my God.
That don't fly.
This is a situation.
That don't fly. That's
to me.
Wait, it was a girl or a guy?
It was a girl. It was a female that sent it to me. Like I said, the first verse was. I'm trying. Let me see if I can find it, because that shit got me.
Please, you're gonna make me bring out a character on the live.
Relax.
Relax.
Go drink something.
Good. I gotta look into this. Shades, are you behind this?
I think Shakes. I think Shakes did.
I don't play those games. I've had people repost my shit, steal my shit, like many times. Like I don't play. Like I don't fuck around with that. Like that's just, there's certain things you do, certain things you don't do, and hip hop is about like originality and being you. You don't take other people's materials and spit it like it's you.
Yeah, I answered it back, and I was like, "Yo, what is this?" Like in big caps, never answered me back at all. I got so much fucking messages in this shit. I got to delete this shit.
That's really crazy.
I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
It's weird. It's like I said, I've never had that really. Well, apparently, then again, I don't know if I've never had that problem with the record, because this is something that I obviously had no idea about. I've had like, there was actually one page that like, it's not funny, but I couldn't help but think it was kind of funny because like they stole all my pictures, and then like they renamed all of my family members.
Wow.
And they were like, oh, this is my brother Bobby and I at like, his 17th like birthday party, like weird shit. And I was like, wow, this is really weird. But like stealing a record, come on.
We're gonna find. Look what you did, Ray. Look what you did.
That's crazy.
You want me to not tell her? I'd rather tell her than not tell her.
Does she look like me? It was like a Miranda writes a clone. Because you know what? If so, then I got some extra work for you because I am tired.
Miranda said she don't find her put it to work. You're like, all right, put it out. No, she does not look like she did. It was in the video, so I don't know what the hell she looks like.
Oh, that is so.
I saw the avatar. If we're going off the avatar, she looks like Professor Cunt. But
oh wow, that's interesting.
I just noticed how much messages I actually get on Instagram, and I don't read half of this shit.
The DMs are popping.
Look,
Jesus Christ!
it doesn't stop. Oh, it stopped. Yeah, there he goes. Damn, I'll find it and I'll send it to you, Miranda.
Yes, thank you.
It says Scooby Foot on the screen. What's Jet saying?
I swear I was caught up to the stream though.
Oh yeah, he smokes a lot. So what is going to be the next collab? Do you have anybody in mind that you want to collab with, like you're actually working with right now that you're going to put something out there? If you can't tell us it's cool, just text it to me.
I'm actually excited. I'm not going to say the names because that kind of spoils it. But I will say is that for a long time, I wasn't really doing collabs. And I don't even know it wasn't even something like that I was against it, but I just wasn't doing it. So now I have a few collaborations in the works, and I'm excited about that because like it's dope. It's just dope to put different voices and different styles together. So I have a couple singles with a couple different people. There's a couple females that I'm working with, and then there's a couple I'm working with. So I'm excited. And nothing to say. I don't know. I can't say too much because there's people out here stealing shit.
She's tight. She's tight. Oh.
So you know what? You not gonna hear another. If you want to ask me another question, you don't have to pay me. No,
that's crazy though.
What's your cat? I think I got some money.
They cold outside.
Miranda.
Are you picky with your? Hey, okay.
Fine. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go.
Are you picky with the beats that you choose and you use?
Oh yes, absolutely. I think that's probably also the other thing too. Is like I'm really, really picky when it comes to beats. I've always been that way. And if I don't really, I mean, there's certain things. If I'm doing it for somebody else's project, like then I'm kind of forced to do it. Or if I'm like writing for something else, like that, if it's not for me, then I will do it because then it's not necessarily like my name's associated with it, but it's not like my release, if that made sense. Yeah. But anything that I'm putting out as like my project, like I'm super, super picky.
But that's a good thing though, because like I always say, you can have the bars all you want. If you don't have a badass beat to go with it, that song's gonna be trash. No matter what you're saying. Everything's gotta mesh in together perfectly well in order to take it out. And I'm happy to hear that you're one of the few rappers that I know that actually do that listening party stuff. That listen to this, see how you guys are feeling it before it goes out. There's a lot of dudes that just make it, put it out, whether it's trash or not, it don't matter. They just want to put content out there as much as possible. But that shows that you love the craft and you want to put out shit that's gonna be good. You just don't want to put out shit just to have a number out there.
I think beat selection is key. I think like a lot of people can spit, but the beats they use and the beats that they write to are just they don't suit their flow. So the fact that you are picky with beats is a good thing.
A good fact. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been doing this for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is like my longest interview ever, but you guys are amazing. So it was all good vibes. I appreciate
you for real.
We appreciate you coming through, sis. You know, you're always welcome. This is your house now. Whenever you want to come through, just hit me up, hit Shakes up. We got you.
Facts.
You know, it's all love. I'm gonna get that information to you as soon as possible.
I know. Just don't invite the fraud back. Listen, if you guys see my hair is blonde, it's not me because I wouldn't look good with blonde hair.
That's funny.
You're right, Shakes. I should have not said shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She tight now. She's gonna go all over Manhattan looking for this bitch. But I appreciate you coming through and giving us your time. I know you're busy. This was dope. I had fun. Like we said, you're more than welcome to come back whenever you want. This is your home now. Everyone in the chat, I appreciate you guys for joining, having fun, talking your shit. They were talking that talk, Miranda.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Much love. Till next time.
And we out here. Peace.